This was my physique after dedicating more than 2.5 years into training. And on those pictures, I would still consider myself skinny. I just couldn't gain any muscle mass. I trained hard, I ate a lot, basically did everything that the fitness influencers told me to. But I just couldn't make any progress. But then I got so pissed that I decided to really lock in, and over that time I created this 3 no BS step process that got me to bulking at the rate of 10 kilograms of lean muscle per year. So by you having the attention span to watch a 10-minute YouTube video, you can save yourself 2.5 years of pain that I needed to go through. And the only thing I want in return is for you to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Rule number 1. The toughest part of bulking, and the one part that most people get wrong. It is eating and your diet. Most people, even me, most skinny guys actually, have this excuse like, oh, I ate a lot and I just can't gain muscle. It is my genetics. Yeah, it may be your genetics. It was my genetics. Right now, I'm like jacked as hell, basically. I don't have a pump right now and I'm still kind of huge, I would consider myself. And I went on like gene, DNA tests, like blood tests, all of these different things, because I went for the World Bench Press Championship this year in Norway. And the doctor told me, like, how am I so big? He asked me, because I had the same like genes, I could say, as like the skinny basketball players that went there. And he asked me like, how is it possible? How long have you been training for? And I was like, I've been training for 5 years. And for 2.5 years, I couldn't make any progress. So my genetics are really, really bad. Maybe even worse than yours. But I worked 10 times as hard as the people with regular, normal genetics that is easy to bulk for them. And I still remember vividly from the ages of 13 to 14, which was my biggest bulk season, I literally used to wake up half an hour or an hour sooner before my usual wake up time to go to school, to just make breakfast, to eat immediately in the morning, and literally cook a big dinner-sized portion of some food. It could be protein pancakes, it was meat, eggs, rice, whatever I could get my hands on. I used to cook it a big portion, grab it to school and eat it over school breaks. Then I had lunch in school, then I came home, I ate before my workout, I trained, I had a big post-workout meal. After the big post-workout meal, I waited like 2 hours, then I had another meal, and then I had a protein shake before going to sleep, and then I had another meal before going to sleep. So if you can't find this relatable, if you never made a tuna shake, if you never grabbed cans of tuna and ground them up in a blender to drink, you were never mixing in a protein shaker 8 eggs to just drink right before going to sleep, you never grabbed 20 ounces of chicken, put them in a blender, 20 ounces of rice, put them in a blender, add some water in there and blend it up. If you never did that, you never bulked. Let me just tell you that. You might be thinking that you are eating enough, but you are just not. And you need to get hyped up by the words I'm saying right now. You need to be like, yeah, I have been slacking in my eating. I've been not using my fullest potential. So let me quickly give you my 5 best diet hacks. The first one is eat all the time. You need to eat food all around the clock. You need to eat around 7 big meals a day. Not like big, like huge, because you are not a steroid abusing bodybuilder, you are a young skinny guy. So just the medium-sized portions, so you eat until you are full all the time. Then the second one is that you don't eat snacks. Don't snack. You are already eating 7 or 8 meals a day. Don't snack. Because when you eat a big meal and then you're like, oh, I want to taste that protein bar, so you go and taste the protein bar, you go and have some ice cream, your body counts that as a meal, and then you are not hungry an hour later when you are supposed to eat your next meal. So don't eat any snacks. If you want to have like a protein bar, if you want to have like an ice cream, have that as your meal. So for example, it's not good to combine like meat, rice, and ice cream. So you, for example, have protein pancakes and ice cream in the same meal. Then you wait 2 hours, don't eat anything, and then next meal, like that. Then the third thing is that you need to plan your foods, what you are going to eat, meal prepping, all these different things, and scheduling in your foods. I used to have like this habit tracker. It's called like, I had like meditation, all these cute habits, but then I had meal number 1, I already had written what I'm going to eat. Meal number 1, eggs. Meal number 2 in the morning, what I used to make, ground beef and rice. Meal number 3, protein shake. Meal number 4, lunch in school. Meal number 5, something at home. I don't know. I used to literally write down what exactly I was eating. I was eating, I think, like half a kilogram of meat, half a kilogram of rice, half a kilogram of sweet potatoes. I was eating 2 times a day my protein pancakes. I was eating 3 bowls of my protein ice cream. All of the links are going to be in the description, by the way, to these recipes. Also a steak. Then I was eating around 18 eggs per day. I was eating so much. And that caused me to bulk in muscle size and also in strength. Now the fourth bulking tip is that you need to eat the protein or the foods from animal-based sources. You are not going to turn into a big, scary, jacked motherfucker by eating gay-ass lettuce. No, you need to eat meat, eggs, raw milk, cheese, pork, chicken, all of these different things. You can't be a vegetarian, bro. If you are a vegan watching this video, you can click off and just not even bother about bulking and be that cute little gay Nicocado avocado before he started his infamous bulk. And you are going to look like that until the rest of your life. So if you want to be like, oh, I'm vegan, click off this video. If you're like, yeah, I want to be huge as hell, I'm going to eat all of the meat in the world, that's my guy. Now the last hack regarding eating is that you need to eat micronutrient dense foods. That is essentially everything that is not junk food and everything that is animal related, because animal-based foods like raw milk or honey, like raw milk, beef, ribeye, steak, all of these different things are really dense. Mainly red meat is really dense in micronutrients. Also take some supplements, multivitamins, zinc, all the good stuff. And yeah, this is basically the eating part of bulking, all summarized. Now, regarding your training. When you want to be huge as hell, you need to train hard and smart. How do you train hard, if you are asking? I have a 3 bullet point answer. The first one is how often you train. If you want to be huge as hell and you are training like 4 times a week, what is training 4 times a week? I don't train that before a competition and on my deload weeks. How the hell are you expecting to make progress? 6 times a week, not 6, but like 5 times a week is the bare minimum of training. You are eating like a tank. You are basically eating all of the food. You are eating the food that 10 men, 10,000 years ago, like 50,000 years ago, caveman ancestors would eat. You are eating like 10 of them. So you need to produce 10 times the energy. So it's not bullshit at all to be training in the gym 6 or 7 times a week, like me. And if you're like, oh, that's unsustainable, it is sustainable. You will learn that in the 3rd step, how I can sustain it. And my body doesn't just break down into jello. The 2nd bullet point is when you are in the training session, how long do you train for? If you are training for an hour, pussy. You need to train for at least an hour and a half in the gym, really hard. We are also going to talk about that in order to bulk up muscle, because the training intensity, training variability, and the length of your training session is the same as it was a year ago, the same as until this day. You can't expect to do the same and make more progress. You need to do more. That's why I right now train 2 to 3 hours per day. And I used to have 4-hour workouts. I don't recommend it actually going that far, like 4-hour workouts. But when I was 13, 14 and gym was the only thing I had in my life, I was grinding that. By the way, if you don't know already, I'm a calisthenics athlete. So I was on the calisthenics park. outside in the sun doing muscle ups, weighted muscle ups, dips, pull-ups, front levers, planches, all the good fun stuff. And then I used to play football for another 3 hours with my friends. So I burned all of the calories. But that doesn't matter because I came home and I ate again. Now, the third bullet point is that you need to train to failure. If you are training like a bitch, which you probably are, is that your last rep looks like this. If your last rep looks like this, you are training like a bitch. If your last rep looks like this, I definitely have some recorded videos of me doing like the last rep, which is really, really tough 99% of the time. You need to train to failure. If you're not doing like an exercise like the bench press, you can go to failure. Because if you are on like machines like chest press and you fail a rep, what do? You do this. If you are benching and you fail the rep and you don't have a strong spotter, holy shit, you are in a bad time. So train to failure, guys. Don't be a bitch. Now, how do you train smart? The biggest part of training smart is that you need to learn how to structure your training. Structuring and designing a workout split is something that took me 5 years to master. Now I consider myself a master at designing workout splits. I'm going to put a picture of how my workout split when I design it looks like. I do it on a piece of paper and then I log it into a training app. If you want to learn if you want a beginner-friendly guide on how to exactly design your workout splits, make sure to subscribe because that guide is coming up in a week. Now, the second bullet point to this smart training is that you can't get injured. Don't be stupid. Don't do heavy weights with bad form. Really study your form. What I used to do is that literally my day, except just eating and training for 4 hours a day, was researching about good form, training, how to optimize your training. I basically spent 4 years of my life just researching about training, and now I'm putting all of my knowledge out there so people like you with a good attention span, because you are still watching, can use it and implement it in their training so you can make progress 10 times faster as all of your competition. So just make sure to have proper technique, research some technique videos, don't overshoot it, and when you feel like your muscle is sore or torn maybe a little bit, just give it some rest. Then it's okay to give yourself some rest. Now the third bullet point of training smart is recovery. You need to have a golden tier recovery. I can train every single day for 3 hours a day and still not be sore because I am the master of recovery practices. I'm basically doing all of the recovery practices. I don't have enough time in this video to explain it, but I will link a video about superhuman recovery. I recorded that like a year ago or something. You can go and watch that. Now the third part of bulking, and also I would call it the third part of strength training, hypertrophy training, anything. It is something that nobody actually teaches on the internet. It is called optimization. I'm going to tell you quickly 4 steps to optimization. What is optimization? Because you probably know, if you're not stupid, that going to the gym doesn't only involve training and eating. That's the bare minimum. That's like the 10% of everything that you can do. And when most people are complaining about plateaus, not making enough progress, it's because they just don't optimize. They focus on these 10% and they think, that's okay. The 80-20 rule, 20% of things give you 80% of the results, but 80% of the results are still considered mediocre in today's fucked world, with brutal standards that you find on Instagram. By the way, if you want to check out my Instagram, where I post fun and educational reels and stories every single day, so you know that I'm just not boasting and talking shit, and I'm actually doing the things that I preach in my real life, you can check out my Instagram, that's also in the description. The first part of optimization, the most basic one that I teach to everyone as the first thing they should start with, it is optimizing their sleep. Because testosterone is produced while you sleep, and also your muscles are getting healed when you sleep. And also things like sleep efficiency and consistency of your bedtime is really, really important, even more important than the hours of sleep you get. But the tip I would give you is to just get at least 8 hours of sleep. Me personally, I get 9.5, but you maybe get like 6, so I recommend making that longer. If you want to optimize your sleep, Also, you can check out my full sleep guide, also in the description. Because this video, if I would to explain all of these things in detail, would be literally easily 10 hours long. It is probably already like 15 minutes long, and I promised it to be 10 minutes, so let's speed up. The second part of optimization for strength, hypertrophy, all these different good things, and bulking is testosterone. If you have low testosterone, you will never make as much progress as me. In those 2.5 years, I wasn't caring about my testosterone at all. I didn't even know that that was a thing. And I didn't try to optimize it, obviously. But when I started looking into these 3 things, also optimization, I started optimizing my testosterone, and holy shit. Not only when you have more testosterone, because testosterone makes effort feel good, you will literally feel the difference. It's like when people start blasting gear, start injecting like testosterone, they say like they feel so motivated to go and lift weights. Like the Larry Wheels on trend, you are aggressive, you go there, pull the 420 kilogram deadlift 3 times, do crazy things. And also my brother, when I told him how to optimize his testosterone, he started feeling way more aggressive. Like he pulls deadlifts like Larry Wheels, like he's on steroids. And when we go to the gym, we like act like we are on steroids, we scream, we shout, we swear at each other, do all of these crazy things. So optimizing testosterone is amazing. You will feel the difference, not only in your energy, but also at the rate you grow muscle. Now, the third part of optimization is an active lifestyle, because you need to realize that you are not your body. Your body is something else, but this is like a spiritual talk. But your body is responsible for gaining muscle. That's why you need to be best friends with your body and give it what it needs. Make it happy. If you are stuck at home all day scrolling, is your body happy? Cramming with bad posture, crossed legs so you heat up your balls and destroy your testosterone, breathing shallowly, breathing through your mouth, all of the behaviors that you think don't matter, but they actually do. And that ties up to mental health. Mental health is really important, because if you are feeling like shit, you are scrolling, jacking off, gooning as it's called in today's world, your body is not in the mental state to produce testosterone, strength, adaptation, or any type of muscle growth. That's why, guys, focus on your mental health. So that was it for today. If you want more valuable content like this, check out all of my other videos, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you want to lock into this journey of bulking, make sure to check some of the videos in the description about the testosterone, about the sleep, not testosterone guide coming really soon in about a week or 2, as the same as the full guide for beginners on how to structure your training. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And also drop me a follow on Instagram. Bye, take care bro, and you got this. I'm going to train right now.